Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Autonauts with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to a totally different perspective. Look at what I just found, isn't this absolutely awesome? Apparently if you hit C, this is what happens, and I'm absolutely loving it. I can now make it look like all these little Mark II bots just slaughtered their old basic bot companions. Which I'm loving. We all already know what the screenshot for today's episode is going to look like. Or, well, the thumbnail, right? Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, welcome back to our beautiful little world. And welcome back to the colony. I have let the game run a bit, at least, in between episodes. And, well, a lot of things have happened. For a start, as you can see, we're full on gears. And we're full on panels, which means that we actually finally have square frames. Which is beautiful, because we were really waiting on these to be able to construct some of these tables, and I really didn't want to have to make them all myself, so it's actually quite nice to have. So, you know, while we're talking, I may as well already start plunking some things together here. But that is the plan then. We will start assembling all these tables that we had set up here for ourselves, getting all that kind of just plunked together so we can work on things a bit further. And then we'll see what to do. Research, as you can see, while we've progressed, still like 7k to go. And I've honestly let the game run for quite a while. I mean, all this stuff is basically totally full. Still, you know, we're quite far out from being done with this research, so you know, it just goes to show you even more how badly we do want those level 3 colonists in the end. But that will still take a while. So, cotton field today is not an alternative, which means that we will finish off these tables first. We will look at a few more optimizations, especially like the weed picking bot right here. I've noticed is way too slow, honestly, for our needs. You can see, you know, for weeds, the storage is always empty, and we've got a ton of berries, and not really much of any food, which does in the end also somewhat probably slow down the rate at which we do feed our colonists and generate colonist wealth and everything. So, you know, a lot of optimization potential in this whole chain right here, so we'll take care of that a bit. And then afterwards, I guess we just look at kind of what objectives we have, what we can take care of. I do have in mind that we were able to do some sort of cereal harvesting stuff, just, you know, in order to proceed on some of those goals, so you know, that could be an idea, maybe something else. We will see. But quickly, before we get started on all that stuff, if you're new around here, if you do happen to enjoy this episode, please make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean the absolute world to me. Very hard currently trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. It's still a fair while out, but every single person truly does help out a ton. So thank you so much if you did that. And without further ado, let's get these tables plunked together now that we finally have those square frames. And, dare I say it, a lot of fixing pegs, you know. Let's see how long those last in the end when we start pulling bots out again, and while we pull out all these different components for the tables, but for the time being, we actually have some, so, you know. Rejoice, let's hope that abundance of materials stays that way for a while, and let's go and throw some of these things together. Now, the first thing that you can already see, oopsies, we do not actually need fixing pegs for the sale. The first thing that you could already see, the kitchen table actually... Ooh. The kitchen table actually needs walls. Which is interesting. Because, like, does that mean that we need to, like, build a building, basically? To get a kitchen table going for ourselves that we can craft food in then? Or how do we want to do things exactly? And the question also still remains, what in the world do I do with all this frickin' turf? It's insane. It is crazy. I'm absolutely, I have to say, hating that. Now, I think Tyler left a comment below, which I have not had the chance to fully read yet, but a while ago, explaining that there may be some way for us to get rid of things if we go past the colonization 2 milestone or something. Not exactly sure if it was a milestone or what exactly it was. Colonization, yeah, I guess it's a milestone. So here's level 3. We should be past level 2, aren't we? Where's colonization level 2 at? Let's see. Farming, colonization. This is level 1, I guess. Level 2. Oh yeah, there it is. The mystical stonehead. So apparently with this, well, Easter Island's kind of statue, you should be able to delete things that you no longer want. Which is an incredibly valuable tip. Thank you so much for that. So we may want to look at building that today as well. Not quite sure how to build it. That's always the other topic. There it is. 5 stone, 5 sand. Okay. And then we can kind of just plunk it down somewhere, I guess, like in the center of the base or something. Let's go and try that. I think we are going to do that just for a quick second before we move on all the other stuff. Because, you know, I would really like to get rid of all that turf. I've got absolutely no use for it, and it's just blocking so much space. You know, if there is any use for turf, by the way, let me know down below in the comments. I mean, we may as well delete it now and grab more later if we do need it, because honestly, it's like not going away. There's basically turf on like 99% of the map, so I think totally fine. That said, let me go and grab myself a quick spade, and we're gonna go farm sand. I guess that works like that, right? It's not really like I can farm dirt like that, but well, maybe not. Okay, let's go into here and see if we can find out, shall we? So, sand. Crude bucket plus sand. Ah, okay. I scoop it up with a bucket instead of a shovel. I mean, fine, I guess. Let's go and look at that. There it is. So, crude bucket, 4 planks. Sounds quite doable to me. Let's go and manufacture that real quick. We do really have to see if we do need this for more things in the future. I guess when we get, like, animals and stuff, we may use that for, like, milking cows and stuff. So, maybe something for a future production line. But let's go for the time being. And use that bucket. Is that full of sand now, or? I'm so confused. Yeah, but like... Aha! Oh my god, that's a lot of work, though. Do I really have to run back and forth 5 times now in order to get 5 units of sand over there? You are absolutely joking. We should have maybe built that next to the beach then. Wouldn't have thought it would have become that complicated. Also, there's 3 stages. Oh boy. But yeah, here, feed it inanimate items to disintegrate them. So, looks absolutely right to me. Very much loving that. It's more like quite a bit of work actually getting all the stuff here. So, let me place a quick cut. And I'll just get the 2 last units of sand, and then we'll continue together when we see what else we need for this. Alright, back we are, hopping happily up on a pile of sand. Okay. We're doing that later. Another 10 years. I should have so built that freaking thing next to the beach. Like, what in the world? Oh, so much flipping sand. I don't even know. It's like... That's kind of demotivating, not gonna lie. I am gonna go and fill this up with stones at the very least, but everything past that, honestly. Why are we low on stones here? Also interesting. Well, anyways, let us head on. We do need, then, a crude blade, which I think we made here. The one thing that I'm still unsure about was the crank, to be honest. We'll find out about that one in a second. And we do still have that structural workbench right there as well. Of course we need a second stone. We do need that structural workbench as well, so that one... I mean, it's going to be a bunch of logs, but those are right next to that, and that afterwards, I think it's quite fine. So, in terms of the crank, what was the deal here? Oh, was that what we need the structural workbench for? Probably. Let's go and build that, and then we will see, I guess. Kind of have a strong feeling that was it was, but, you know. Let's give it a try. And if not, we'll go and look at the recipe book. So, that's 4 logs. And we go and bring 4 planks, and we're already out of poles again. Wow. Square frame storage is still not full, and fixing pegs is neither, so I guess that's where the reason lies. Let us go and grab 2 stones. I guess we can make the poles ourselves, honestly, if need be. We'll go and yoink the fixing pegs at the very least. That's very nice and helpful if we can save ourselves the time. And then we will require some poles. So let's make ourselves 4 of those. And then we should be good to go on that one too. Now the question really is here with the kitchen table and stuff, like, do we build a house? If we build a house, how big do we make it? Do we want other crafting stuff and that? So if you have any inputs on that, please feel free to let me know down below. I'd absolutely appreciate that. Now this is kind of what I had already sort of assumed was probably going to happen. So let me go tear that thing down, and we will go and quickly set up something a little like that, which shouldn't take us long to make, given that it's next to the log storage, I hope. It's gonna be 2, 4... Okay, it's gonna be like 10 planks, right? 10 planks and all these logs, and then we're good to go. So, just a few trips. And then we've got the flooring, and then we can figure that one out. And well, I mean, the wood shaping bench is not going to require walls. I was kind of afraid of that for a second before I remembered that we already had one going for our bots, so should be quite fine overall. That said, let's just go and carry everything over on our last trip here. Go and finish off that flooring. Just like that. Beautiful. Step out of the way, and then we can put that crafting table back up. I think we made it 1 too wide. Beautiful. Anyways, there's the crank. Cool. So this is what we wanted. We do need 2 poles, which I guess we're going to quickly make ourselves again. We only needed 1 crank, right? Let me double check that in a second when we're done here. Only need 1 crank, so 2 poles go here. We will also go and grab the fixing pegs. Plonk those right on top. And there we go. Crank is done. And that is the last table then also done. Which is going to be beautiful. We will probably need flooring for that as well. So that's a little less beautiful. But we can maybe just put it down there next to the other table instead, where we already have 1 excess flooring piece. That'll make our life a tad bit easier. So that means we can very quickly get the logs over, and we only need 1 trip for the planks, and then we're going to be good to go. So 1 and the 2, and there we go. That's done. So grabbing this, and we're going to be moving that thing downwards, and well, we can make all these things whenever we want. So at least that's now done. We've got all these work tables, benches, blah, going for us. And, well, you know, this is still nicely filling up. We're nearly done on square frames and fixing pegs, and then, you know, poles can finally fill up again too, and then we're finally good to go again in terms of all these materials, and a little less in a crazy shortage, so that should be awesome. That said, as I previously said, I would really like to turn my attention towards this little production line out here. Because this lad, honestly, he's just too slow right now. So that needs to be fixed, and maybe we will fix a different bot in the meanwhile. I just stopped the wrong bot. Anyways, I was planning to upgrade that one too. So, there goes ahead. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. Have you seen this guy yet? We actually just gave him a head and left him like that. Where's our camera at? Here. Look at him. Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? That may be an alternative thumbnail. Oh my god. Okay. Well, he's happy, at least, so that counts, I guess. Let's go, though, and actually finish this stuff off before this guy doesn't do the stuff he's supposed to for too long and things get messy. So, give him a drive, and there we've got a new fancy Mark II, and he can go and pick things up again for us. That said, I still would very much like to stop this very bot right here. When there's like the kind of cuts over time when he is stoppable. Please. Oh yeah, right, so that pauses the game. There we go. Oh, nice. Cool, so, you will be exterminated. No, you will not be exterminated. You will be upgraded. And there we go. And that should hopefully make you a tad bit faster too. So let's go and get you going again, and I'll, I don't know, I'll just kind of take all the bot parts here and throw them aside for the time being. I mean, these are Mark 1s, so, you know, maybe reusing those at some point, we'll see. Mark 1s are not particularly bad as something, I guess. And this guy's going around and doing all the things for us, which is beautiful. You know what I'm kind of wondering about? 1, 2 are being picked up and he's replanting, which makes sense, but like... Why do we have, like... not every little bit planted here? I'm kind of confused, honestly. Do we set up something wrong there in the setup of the bots or something? Or is he like also digging up not fully grown weeds and that's the issue? I'm kind of confused what's the issue here. Something seems to not be going entirely as planned, but, well, there we go. So this little guy's gonna be... Did he just grab 1 now? So he grabs 1, he grabs 2, he replants 1, and then he... Yeah, so now I think it makes more sense, hopefully. Right, so that speeds this thing up at least a little bit. I'm not quite sure just how much it will help, honestly. It feels like we're still, like, wildly short on weeds, but to start at least, let's see how it develops. Cool. So that one out of the way then. I mean, I would really kind of... Let's see what kind of objectives we have, alright? Let's see what kind of objectives there are for us to take care of. First things first. What do we need for colonization level 3? Oh, colonists clothed. 20. 200. Okay, so how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so what definitely is going to be the status is that we do need to get more colonists. And we do need to expand on the amount of huts and stuff that we have. Now, what I'm kind of wondering about is whether we could temporarily automate the production process, not the production, but the building process on these log cabins, right? So something a little like that. Well, then I know, you know, I mean, we need to get rid of the turf. We can just kind of expand upwards. In the end, we would need 20 of these. So I don't really feel like going through 3 building stages of these all on my own. Maybe we can automate that. I think that's something to get on the list. On the other hand side, though, we do need straw for that, and we do need quite a lot. So what we can maybe do is just grab a bit of that cereal stuff and, you know, move things over here, get like a little field going, and then we will just train some bots to work on it. I think that makes a lot of sense, so let's go do that. I'm gonna go and grab 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there's even a 5th. Why not take that as well, I guess? And we will go and move that all to over here. Question being sort of, where do we want to get the field going? I mean, we do kind of already have cotton here, so we can keep this as the cotton field. Maybe just to the left of it? Or, I mean, we could also kind of lower the size of the berry field, but it's probably a good bit of work to do that, because we do need to get rid of all the holes, and I don't think we can just slap turf right slap bang on top of. Can you just like move through here? Thank you very much. Jesus Christ, so inefficient. Yeah, so we cannot just slap turf on top of it. So Oh, you do have a shovel. Is that a shovel? Do have a shovel there. That's almost broke. Let's do this. I'm going to go get a bot. Going to program him to kind of, you know, get rid of all the holes for us. And then we are just going to go and make the field on top of this. I think that makes sense. We can get it going like this here, maybe. And, you know, just kind of move on with life happily ever after. Then we've got, like, wheat here, we've got cotton here, we've got berries here. All the farming stuff is kind of nice and close together, so... totally fine by me. Now, remove the crude spade part. What you're going to be doing... so you're just going to find holes in the set area and use the items, right? And we're going to do this area for the time being for the single reason that I would like to know where I was planning to start the field. So, you know, that way should make it a bit easier and we can kind of just, there you go. Ooh, sorry. There you go. And we can kind of just, you know, do the rest. Well, get rid of the rest, or get him to get rid of the rest for us when he's kind of done with that part. We've started planting away. So, speaking of planting, another thing that Tyler has kind of talked about, which at least I was able to briefly read, was that in general in planting there are some statistics if you mouse over these plants, right? I think we had barely seen it in the past videos too. So there's fertilizer, there's water, and there's tilling. Now, in terms of fertilizer, I guess we don't really have anything yet to fertilize. I'm thinking about it, but I guess we would need, like... well, we don't even have it researched, so we definitely don't have anything to fertilize, which is fine. In the end, it does have an impact on yield, so we probably do want to go and research that at some soon point in the future. See where we can research it, maybe. It would be down here. So, you know, 10k colonists worth is a lot. And as you can see, we do need the dung. So for fertilizer, we do definitely need animals, which, you know, is definitely on the list. And also, this little guy definitely needs a spade. So let's go get him that. Actually, we do still know. We had one flying around, didn't we? Heh. It is what it is. We'll get him a new one. I don't know where the other one went. And then we will get back to work. Oh, that's where I put the cereal. I was kind of wondering for a second. Right, so I'm going to go and put that over here. And what we can do is we can go and till things before we plant them. And I guess we can somehow water things. How we do collect the water, we'll see, right? We will find out at some point. The one thing that I'm not too sure of just yet is how we tell the bot... no, I mean, I guess the bots just have to be fast enough to kind of water the plants before they grow, which should be totally possible. So we don't need to tell the harvesting bot to wait till the plant is watered. I mean, it would be kind of weird, right? So what we do definitely need up here is going to be a hoe. It's going to be a scythe, definitely. And, well, it's going to be some way of watering things. And there's going to actually be a flail, because we do need the things threshed in the end. So that is also something to find out about. That said, what I'm actually interested in is if we do have any sort of tools. Oh yeah, we do have a rotary quern. But the rotary quern, I guess, is to make flour from the grain, not to actually thresh things. And I'm not sure if there is any, like, sort of bench or something that can be researched in order to actually thresh things, like, you know, same thing as with the cotton. Not seeing anything, to say the least. So probably not. So about the threshing and stuff, we'll have to see. But what we can definitely do for the time being is grab a hoe. And we do technically... I mean, we will have to see. I don't think we will get a separate tool storage. What we'll probably do is we'll just, like, get a bot for each tool and kind of, you know, one-on-one assign them to just hand over tools to whatever bots need them currently. Let's set that old guy out here. Totally out of power. So let's take care of them. And then we'll go here. So, in general, I guess we could only really start doing this when we, wait, question, can I hoe this? I cannot. Ooh. Right. So, I mean, we can tell this guy to dig up all the grass that's chilling in here as well when we get to it. But, what we can do now is we can start by getting ourselves a bot that can hoe the fields. You know, I think that's quite easy, simple, straightforward. And, then we somewhat just go from there, I suppose. So, come with me, little guy. You don't need to wade through the water, and I don't really need to do so myself, but who really knows why we're doing it. So, what I would like you to learn is, you go here, you hoe the thing, and you repeat that forever. All you're ever going to do. And then we're going to actually go change your area of operations, because where you're actually going to be working is right here. Maybe right here. I don't really know how big the field needs to be. It seems somewhat excessive, but honestly, you know, we're just gonna make it a bit excessive. Why not? It's probably too much, not gonna lie. But it is what it is. And you're gonna get going, and you can pretty much already start, right? Like, yeah. Unless I place the tool directly in your face, and then subsequently unable to pick it up. So there you go. That little guy needs a new spade, so let's get him one. Don't really have a spade ringing dude assigned, and, well, quite frankly, I guess we don't really need one, because he's not going to be working on this forever. So we may as well take care of this for ourselves for a quick second. So, all this stuff is being tilled slowly but surely, which is beautiful, because that means more yield for us. And then we could technically already get a planting bot assigned, but what I really want to figure out is how the watering stuff works. I suppose it's maybe by manufacturing buckets? Is that the way it works? We can maybe just check it for ourselves real quick. I'll go grab this bucket that I made for the sand. And then we will kind of just scoop up some water, maybe plant a plant somewhere and find out if that's the way it works. I mean, to me, that makes all the sense in the world, to be honest. But let's see. If there's any more efficient way of doing it, please let me know down below in the comments. Would be great, of course. So we do this, and we do that. And it's watered. Cool. So, nice and easy. I guess they won't be able to carry two. Would have been the dream, right? But we probably need to just get multiple watering bots then, in the end, I imagine. That said, let's already go grab a new spade, because we all know he's going to need one more. May as well already grab one. And throw it right there. Stones are still honestly being quite well used, I have to say. It's surprising. That said, you know, clay is not being used at all, so that's an interesting one. We're going to leave this thing here then, and I mean, what we definitely kind of sort of need is going to be a planting bot. The question is, how do we do the planting? Do we do it similarly to... Oh, we technically can't. I guess what we could do is we place 2 crates, one for harvested cereal that we do want to reprocess, and one for harvested cereal that we want to replant, and we just split it 50-50 when the bots kind of place it in there. I guess that's the way that we're going to have to do it, because, you know, things have to be threshed as opposed to, like, the weeds and stuff, or the berries where, well, they can literally, well, I mean, berries don't have to be replanted, but as opposed to the weeds where they can literally just split it right when they pick it up. So, you know, for that one we'll have to see. Yield is at 4 though, which is beautiful. You know, this one is at 2. And I guess we can push it even further with fertilizer, so that's great. But, I don't know. I think, let's see about all that and more in the next episode. For today, I'm going to end it off right here. Next time, then, we will go and kind of spin the wheel a bit further on this whole farming topic. We'll probably get, like, some sort of bucket manufacturing facility going, and we'll get, like, probably 2 watering bots going. We will get the whole planting system figured out, and we will also get a harvesting bot going and a threshing bot. And then we should be good to go on that production setup. So let's see. Very much looking forward to this one. For today, though, I'm going to end it off right here. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. As usual, if you did, please make sure to smash that like button right down below for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.